Hi, StoneBridge kids. It's Miss Jenny at your church. And this month we've been learning that God's way is perfect. Whose way is perfect? You've got it. God's way is perfect. Stand up with me and let's say our memory verse we've been learning together. God's way is perfect. 2 Samuel 22:31. One more time. God's way is perfect. 2 Samuel 22:31. Great job. Stay standing as we go into time of worshiping God, remembering just how perfect He is.
God, you are the best. You don't make mistakes. Yeah, you don't make mistakes. And when things are a mess, you always know the way. You always know the way. You are perfect every single day, in every single way. I don't have to worry. You're perfect when I don't know what to do. Yes, I know it's true. I don't have to worry. You're perfect. Yeah, I know you are. Perfect. Yeah, I know you are. God, you are the best. You don't make mistakes. Yeah, you don't make mistakes. And when things are a mess, you always know the way. You always know the way. You are perfect every single day, in every single way. I don't have to worry. You're perfect when I don't know what to do. Yes, I know it's true. I don't have to worry. You're perfect. Yeah, I know you are. Perfect. Yeah, I know you are. You are perfect every single day, in every single way. So I don't have to worry. You're perfect when I don't know what to do. Yes, I know it's true. I don't have to worry. You're perfect. Yeah, I know you are. Perfect. Yeah, I know you are.
You check it out.
Perfect.
God's way is perfect. And something we're going to learn today is that we can follow God's way and we can tell others that following God's way is the right thing to do because God's way is perfect. In today's true Bible story, we're going to hear about a young boy. This young boy's name is Josiah. And Josiah became king when he was only 8 years old. Wow! Josiah was 8 years old, but the Bible tells us that he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord. He lived the right way, going God's way, and he didn't turn to the left or the right. He followed after God and told others to follow after God too. One day, the men that worked for Josiah were cleaning the temple, the church of God, and they found this. They found a scroll. And when they opened up the scroll, they read more about how God wanted them to live. They learned that God's way is perfect. Josiah had the scroll read aloud to all of the people, and he promised to obey all of the rules and the directions and the commands that were written in the scroll. He promised to obey them with all his heart and with all his soul. That reminds me of a memory verse we learned a few months back, where we learned that we should love God with all our heart and with all our soul. Well, this is what King Josiah chose to do, to love and obey all of God's commands written in the scroll. Everyone that Josiah spoke to, that he was in charge of, he told them to follow God's way. He told them that God's way is perfect. In our lives, we can tell other people to follow God's way. We can tell them that God's way is perfect. We can tell them with our words by telling them our memory verse that we've been practicing. Or we can tell them with how we act and live. We can show them that God's way is perfect. When we forgive people who've done mean things to us, when we share what we have with others, when we follow our mom and dad's directions and obey them. These are all things that tell others that we are people who follow God's perfect way. Let me pray for you as we remember and think about this truth, that God's way is perfect. God, thank you for showing us that your way is perfect. Thank you for King Josiah, who chose to follow your way, even though he was just a kid. Thank you that you can help us to follow your way, your perfect way, right now. And you can also help us to show and tell others that your way is perfect. We love you. Amen. Okay, you guys have a great week, and take some time to read God's perfect way in the Bible this week. Talk to you soon.